Well. That didn't take long.
I had told you within 10 minutes or 15 minutes we could be back live, and
You were off, by the way, because it's been like 5 minutes.
okay, 5 minutes, even quicker. So, Ravindra Jadeja has taken his 11th 5-wicket haul, and Australia have been bundled out for 177.
That's the thing. 177. We were thinking 250 would be a good one. Never mind, they only added 3 runs for the last 2 wickets.
Yeah. Peter Hanscom, he tried a sweep shot of Ravindra Jadeja when he was strapped LBW despite a review.
Correct.
It just didn't work out, and Scott Boland was undone by a brilliant piece of bowling from Ravichandran Ashwin. And so Ravindra Jadeja's 5 wickets and Ravichandran Ashwin's 3 wickets have ensured Australia are all out for 177. Only 4 batters managed to get to double digits.
Correct.
Marnus Labuschagne, the top scorer, with 49. Steve Smith with 37. Then we had some counter-attacking stuff from Alex Carey. Then Peter Hanscom looked in good touch. But it was the Indian bowlers who showed through.
It was 3 collapses, you can say.
3 collapses,
absolutely, that have undone this innings.
When Marnus Labuschagne fell, that was the first major collapse that you lost Steve Smith, you lost Matt Renshaw, and that means not picking Travis Head now seems to have been a major blunder.
It's a travesty of justice.
Travesty with Australia losing their head. Literally. So
bad jokes today.
Bad jokes today.
Dad.
Okay, and that too, it's my birthday, so you can make that. So yes, and after that, Alex Carey did try and innovate with the left-handers thing and all the talk about the pitch. Let us make one thing very clear here. It is not a rank turner by any stretch of
yes,
the imagination.
it does spin, but I think you can expect this kind of spin from pretty much a lot of pitches in India.
Absolutely.
Particularly when it comes to Test cricket season.
Exactly. And see, again, if you have to look at what troubled Australia the most in this innings, Jadeja and Ashwin included. Ashwin looked for more variation and a little bit of help from the wicket.
So he started actually getting wickets once he started bowling more stock balls?
Stock balls, exactly.
Imagine.
And what was Jadeja's ploy? It was the drift. The drift and the right lengths was the key factor behind Jadeja's wickets of Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne.
And I'll add also the fact that he was using his variations very wisely. Akshar at one point was only bowling arm balls, which didn't really help him.
Yeah, there was nothing, and let me just come to the state of the wicket as it is. We have seen, okay, day 1 is expected to be a very good batting deck.
Correct, normally.
It might still be there even on the first session of day 2. It might start to deteriorate even more after the second or the third session of day 2.
Correct. And then from day 3 onwards is when it will start becoming a bit of a mud pit.
Or a minefield, whatever you may want to call it. But as of now, Australia have potentially wasted their best batting opportunity. And it is a repeat of 2013 all over again. Why I say 2013? Because in all of the matches, they batted first. They had the best use of the pitch. Yet what happened? They were whitewashed 0-4.
Correct.
And that is where you look at what is the common factor behind that Australian team and all the Australian teams that have come to India ever since 2004. Dramatic cluster collapses, if I may want to add that term. Cluster collapses. Because what happened? If you lost Marnus Labuschagne, you at least expected Steve Smith
to hang in.
He didn't hang in. Renshaw looked out of his depth. Unfortunately, he got lost. And that's when the rebuilding happened. When Alex Carey went, 2-3 wickets fell further.
Then same happened here also. Once you would 8 down, you knew that 1 wicket falling meant the innings was going to get wrapped up sooner rather than later.
And we all knew that Nathan Lyon could only hang around, but you needed Peter Hanscom to ensure that Australia got to at least 200. Well, forget 200. They haven't even got to 180 for that matter. So 177 is not going to help Australia indeed. And it's a tribute to Ravindra Jadeja. I mean, let's admit it. 21 overs and that too coming back after 5 months.
6 wickets.
5 wickets he has taken. That Ranji Trophy match now.
As Meet Soni correctly points out, did definitely help a lot because he managed to shake off any rust which he may have had. Look, let's not count the wickets he got there as too much of a thing because we all know how Ranji Trophy can sometimes be a little deceptive. But what it did more than anything else was help him shake off that rust. He didn't have to worry about, getting back into proper rhythm on the international stage. He did it away from the glare of the spotlight. He did it in the domestic grind, and now you saw him. It didn't look like he had missed a beat when he was bowling.
And there was a very, very poignant image that came out. There was a visual there which showed that when Jadeja came out to the drinks, he congratulated Ravindra Jadeja, hugged him, patted him.
Boys.
The Saurashtra boys, remember? Jadeja is Saurashtra's captain and a Ranji Trophy winning captain. And to see him, because remember, Jadeja has toiled, slogged away from the limelight for close to a decade now. He's helped Saurashtra reach where they are today. Remember, they are playing the semi-final and they are unfortunately facing an uphill task against Karnataka because another one of India's stars, Mayank Agrawal, hit a brilliant double turn.
Correct.
And Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, you would look at it, 438 Bengal, they may take their revenge. So let's just see how that is. But Jadeja, right lengths, the great amount of drift that he was getting, that was prime, number one. And I think the ball that changed the entire innings and potentially the game was the dismissal of Marnus Labuschagne.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who was the aggressor. He was tackling the Indian spinners well and looked very comfortable at the crease.
In fact, that's why we said after the first session that Australia would be the team happier because they may have lost 2 early wickets, but they had their 2 best batsmen at the crease, and then they knew that they could build on that potentially. These are guys who love batting out a long time, as long as the conditions will allow them. That didn't, in fact, obviously happen because once Labuschagne went, as you said, they lost Renshaw, then they lost Smith. With that, the back of the was pretty much broken.
Exactly.
And even though someone like Alex Carey did really well with his counter-attacking, at that point, I think Australia were always playing catch-up and they needed something special from someone.
Exactly.
Because the 2 people who normally play those most special knocks, India had gotten rid of early.
See, Akash Bharadwaj, as I was saying, was pitch on the mind of the Australians. Okay, there are 2 ways to look at it. Okay, I will just look at it in one way. Perhaps Pat Cummins and the team were not too overtly concerned about the pitch.
Correct.
Because he maintained a very diplomatic stance. If you come to India, you will have to encounter these kind of pitches. Number one.
Simple.
It was the media who was creating all that hype. It's a doctored pitch, it's this, it's that.
Not just the media, I would argue social media as well. Because
Social media,
one of those first pitches that came about, or those pictures that came out of that pitch, was thanks to that tweet from Cricket Australia's digital arm.
Exactly.
And when that picture kind of went viral, because everyone was picking it up and analyzing it by trying to, read the conditions. It's not that easy doing it from a picture, yeah? There are people who are actually there at the ground who will sometimes misread pitch conditions.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do.
Yes, and Arpan Datta has a very clear message. Oh, India have to bat well and get a good lead as 4 innings on strike will be tough. I see, it's clear. Long, bat, pick.
And bat patient.
And we were talking about Jadeja. Let's not forget the another spin twin that's there, Ravichandran Ashwin. I mean, he did kind of look out of depth in the first session, but in the second session and the third session, got the vital wicket of Alex Carey. Although Carey
kind of threw that one away.
Yeah, but 450 test wickets.
Massive.
Testament to Ravichandran Ashwin that he has been in this period for so long. I mean, 89 tests, 450 wickets.
And we know for a fact, look, when it comes down to test matches in India, Ashwin has to be playing for the very simple reason that his record is just magnanimously huge, massive, whatever you want to call it, all of them work just fine as, objectives.
Indeed. GGK is like saying, all hype wasted. If AUS can't do well after winning the toss, then they will be bamboozled, they lose toss. India win on day 3 and win series 4-0.
Might even be day 2 if they actually...
See, India win day 3, I agree with that, but 4-0 could be.
I don't know.
But I think Cummins' side will want to ensure that this doesn't happen. Because look, in the World Test Championship scenario, if Australia lose 4-0 and Sri Lanka win 2-0, then Australia
would be eliminated.
And we'll have an India-Sri Lanka final. 2011 vibes all over again then.
I mean, who's clamoring for more India-Sri Lanka cricket?
It could, but again, India, New Zealand, I mean, Sri Lanka taking New Zealand in their own home turf is a big ask. But so, disappointed, Pranav Shukla is saying, disappointed by Australian batting, looks like. Apart from Smith and Marnus, no batsman can play spin. Anyways, India also lose 2 wickets till the end of the innings, I feel.
It's quite possible because...
End of the day, he means.
Yeah, and don't forget, India has 2 openers. Rohit hasn't played a lot of test cricket recently. KL has not been playing much cricket recently, but the test cricket that he did play didn't really inspire a lot of confidence.
No, in the series against Bangladesh, he really struggled. Except for the ODI 1 match where he hit 73. Rest of the matches he struggled.
He did. So again, I think how well India does will rely a lot on how the fabled top 3 do.
Yeah.
Or top 4 really, because you'll have Kohli coming in at 4 and his own form also in test matches has been kind of icky.
Exactly. Arey,
So,
GGK, whenever he says 100 loading or
100 loading means matlab
he
chalo.
reverse jinxes it in a big way.
Panautism.
GGK, we hope that
We hope that's the case, and in fact, the innings is about to actually
Yeah,
get underway.
so 177 is what Australia have been bundled out for. Ravindra Jadeja with his 11th 5-wicket haul, 5 for 47. Ravichandran Ashwin with 3 wickets. In the process, he went past 450 test wickets. Second only after the great Anil Jumbo Kumble. And that is why Mohammad
That's his government
Shami...
name, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, there is a food item that's dedicated to him in Bangalore, Jumbo Tindi.
Yeah.
So that is why. And Shami and Siraj, 1 wicket each. And let's hope India do not suffer many jolts because remember, back-to-back
Back-to-back
and
boundaries. Good
GGK
start. GGK, you might be right.
you might be right. And remember, pacer Rohit Sharma will have to go really bang. And that's how... He loves playing against Australia anyway. So we will be back for the
End of the day now.
end of the day now, yes, and that will be in about 1.5 hours time. Let's see how big a dent India will make on Australia if they are 100 for no loss. Advantage totally in India's favor.
Correct.
So thank you for that, and don't forget to download the SportsTak mobile app if you want to catch all the highlights of cricket, be it SA20, ILT20, they have it, and check out the content in Hindi and English as well. And don't forget we are also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Like, share, subscribe, tap
and
the
tap
bell.
that bell icon so you know when we go live.
Alright,
Vanakkam,
bye-bye.
see you.